Ms. Anderson, welcome.
Hello.
How you feeling?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
That's good. Thanks for joining today.
Thank you.
This wine looking good. I said we just start off.
You need to take a sip. You're a little late.
Hey, to a great interview.
There we go. Period. Cheers to
Cheers.
that. So we gotta start there. What you drinking? How you like it? How does it make you feel?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Slightly chill.
Slightly
like
chill.
I like it. You know, I like my red slightly chill.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
I like it. Yeah.
Because I'm not like a wine connoisseur.
Mm-hmm.
People say you don't supposed to really chill red for too long.
Yeah. That's what they say. I think it comes down to your preference. I mean, of course, there's some scientifical factors as to why you should or should not. But if you're going to drink the bottle when you open it, you might as well indulge it in how you like it. So
Indeed.
I like mine slightly chilled too, but I can drink it however.
Okay.
To be fair.
How about your whites though?
I like my whites chilled. Again, can drink it in any fashion, but preference is always to have your whites chilled.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What's your pick though, red or white?
I like both.
Okay. Does it matter? It depends on like the occasion.
It depends on the occasion, the vibe. Like I was at the beach earlier this week, and I just drank my peach apricot the whole time.
Okay.
And it was a vibe.
Okay.
I just was relaxing. It was good. It was great. But then a couple weeks before, all I was drinking was red. So it really just depends on like the vibe that I'm in and the environment. When it starts getting chilly, I like my reds.
Yeah, red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why it's seasonal.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I think red, you kind of think of like cozy kind of,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Well, like even with spirits, right? Like at a certain point, you start wanting the more robust, bolder, like whiskeys and bourbons instead of vodkas and rum in the, springtime, summertime. So yeah.
It's interesting you call them spirits.
Yeah, I know.
I never heard you the first person, because on the liquor store it say what, liquor, wine, and spirits.
Yeah.
So what?
I don't know, because I'm in that industry and I have like friends that are spirit owners. And so instead of just being like alcohol, which sounds kind of like basic, it's like wine, spirits. It lifts your spirits.
So is liquor synonymous with spirits?
I think it is, yeah. I never actually thought about the definition of liquor, if wine would be included in that. You think about it's like liquor store, and there's wine, beer, and spirits. So I think spirits is more like vodkas, rums, bourbons, versus I think if you think wine, like liquor should encompass anything with alcohol content. But that is Nicole's, dictionary. So
Hey, I dig it.
We'll go with it.
Cool. So yeah, let's get into this thing.
Yeah.
Here to talk about It's Her Wine. But at first I kind of want to build a snapshot, to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
You went to Georgia State, right?
I did.
That's where I know you from, but it's crazy. I don't remember seeing you on campus too heavy. I think we maybe ran in different circles.
I think so. I was trying to remember that. I was like, where did we officially meet? I don't remember.
When did you graduate?
I graduated 2012.
Okay, you was 2 years behind me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I graduated 2012. Yeah.
Because I remember fast forward, somebody had a birthday dinner.
They did?
I think one of your sorors.
Possibly. Okay.
And then, because I had been seeing you on the gram. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing, every time I go on, I'm seeing Sweet Destiny, It's Her Wine.
Right.
Like, okay.
Wine popping.
What she got going on? I said, okay, her campaign's strong right now.
Been pushing it.
Yeah, so I got to sit down and just pick her brain,
Yeah.
as a Black entrepreneur out here in the city.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Are you originally from Georgia?
I was raised, not born, but Atlanta is home.
Okay.
Because it's all I know. But Atlanta has been probably the best place I could have been raised at, to be honest. For where I want to be and what I'm striving to become, Atlanta was the perfect platform, the perfect place to be.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Why would you say that?
I mean, Atlanta has the most perfect storm when it comes to a platform, right? So you have the new Black Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been a place of opportunity, and there are so many successful Black people here that have been paving the way. So you don't really have to start from ground zero, and you have live representation, like actual tangible people that you can see that are successful. So it's not like you're driving through these beautiful communities with these $1 million homes and it's nobody that looks like us in there. If anything, you're seeing more diverse communities with millionaires that are not just athletes and entertainers, but business owners as well. And I think that's what was super inspiring for me, was to be able to see Black CEOs, Black politicians, Black people of power and influence, thriving in the city.
Hey, I'll tell people, we're going to paint the city black.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? Okay,
Literally.
so where were you born, though?
So I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah.
I think you didn't give me that New York vibe.
New York. No.
Brooklyn stand up, they still say that?
No, I listen. Every time I try to claim New York, real New Yorkers shut me down. They're like, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" Like normal people, right, will be like, "Oh, where are you from?" Atlanta. Okay, cool, and it stops, right? When you're from New York, they go deep. So it's like, "Oh, where are you from?" Brooklyn. What part? And I'm like, "Okay, I know that. Flatbush." And they're like, "What part?" And I'm like, "Oh, so we go deeper. So you can't just keep it city."
What stoop was you on?
Right? It's like, oh, you lost me.
So you must have left New York when you was like 5 or something.
3.
Oh, okay. So that's why.
Yeah. So I don't remember
you ain't got
too
the
much.
accent or nothing.
I know.
Okay.
But I don't have do I have a Southern accent? A little bit.
I think sometimes, man. I guess probably the more you talk.
Yeah. I guess maybe more comfortable I get. I try.
I'm sure it's in there if you've been in Georgia that long.
I know. But sometimes a New York accent comes out. I've been told.
Interesting.
Yeah. My mom still has hers.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay, so you gotta get a little. That's probably where that hustle though. Up north.
Yeah.
I've been to New York about 2 or 3 times. I like the hustle energy up there. Like
the hustle energy.
They be moving.
Hustle bustle, get out my way.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like that is New York. I think the thing I like about Atlanta is a little bit more friendlier, maybe.
Okay.
It's a little more warmer, I guess. Not even just in the, temperature wise, but like just the energy. That Southern hospitality mentality is real.
I've heard people from New York say they be on they just be out around the city, or they be on the MART or whatever. And they think it's weird that people speaking to them.
Yeah. Because people, even the weird homeless people be talking to you. Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
They might continue talking to somebody behind you that don't really exist, but
I guess it's a culture thing. We're warm. I think climate has a lot to do with it.
I could see.
Because imagine when it's cold, you don't got time to be small talking.
Yeah.
You trying to get, we need to go. But when it's warm out, it's like you strolling.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Right. What's good? How's everything? And we have a lot more, or we used to have a lot more smaller communities. So if you think about it, there were a lot of, towns here where you could actually get to know your neighbor. So you had a lot of that like family communal type of environments here.
True.
And I don't know if that was necessarily the case. It was boroughs, and
yeah, then y'all ain't no trees up there.
No.
So people ain't getting the right amount of oxygen in their brain.
So,
it's scientific, yo.
All right, maybe scientifically.
That's my theory, at least.
Okay, all right.
That's my theory. Okay, so New York born.
New York born, but Atlanta
a Georgia
bred.
girl, pretty much a Georgia girl.
I'm a apple flavored peach. That's what I tell people.
Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Apple flavored peach. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So okay, wine.
Why
wine?
Why not wine?
Cheers to that.
Yes, cheers to that. So wine is a passion of mine. So I guess to take it back, this brand, Her Wine, it actually is an acronym. So Her stands for Having Evolved Repeatedly. The idea there was that we are constantly going through this evolution of becoming better versions of ourselves. Whether it's, being a better parent, a better spouse, a better sibling, child, whatever the case may be, we're constantly working to evolve. And that puts us on this continuous journey. And a lot of times, us as millennials, we are like doggedly focused on the end goal, you know, especially those of us that have this ambition. Like, you know, we were talking earlier, you know, filmmaker, right? Like, I want to own so many businesses. Like, in my mind, sometimes I think we get so focused on that end goal, we don't appreciate the journey. That
That's
whole, you know, idea of trusting the process. Like,
That's real.
you got to take moments to just appreciate the milestones, big and small, and good and bad. You know, like every milestone that you kind of come up against when you're an entrepreneur, it's a matter of pivoting. I think that's the difference between someone who has this as a hobby versus someone who's an entrepreneur, because there's difference. You know,
Okay.
a hobbyist and an entrepreneur are two different things. You can have a hustle, you can have a business. They are not the same things. We are not equal.
I feel that.
It's a whole different type of mentality when this is your bread and butter, when this is the thing that's going to elevate you to that next level. So you put a different type of effort and energy into it. So I say that because, you know, for me, wine was that complementary accessory to my experience. So whether I was celebrating a victory because something just went great, or if I was strategizing because something went wrong, wine was somewhere in the picture, in that mix. And so I wanted to create a wine that was relatable, you know, to those experiences, and that tasted good and had a good alcohol content, because entrepreneurs, we needing that little feel good moment, however it may come. So
yes, indeed, I feel that.
So yeah,
you gotta,
so that's how it came.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So chronologically, what year? Like, what year did you kick it off?
So technically, I started creating wine myself in 2018.
Okay.
And it started as a hobby. I was bored with wine. I was in this transitional period in my life in general. And I was like trying to figure out, like, I was just unsettled. Like, I just knew there was something more that I needed to be doing. I didn't know what it was. So I started making, my first bottle was like officially bottled and created January of 2018. Shared it with some family, and people got like excited. And I came up with the name. The name was actually different. It was Unwind at the time. So I came up with this name, and I'm, you know, sharing it with family, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is good," you know, like, and they're like, "So what's the plan?" Because I have a family that is made of entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So immediately their brains are like, you know, "Oh, what you gonna do with this?" And in my head, I've always, in my heart, I've always known I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I was raised knowing that financial freedom in general, but financial freedom specifically, comes when you own your own, not from working for somebody else. So you can either work for your own dream or you can work for somebody else's dream. Ain't no right or wrong. Just, you know, because you can make it either way. You find everybody has their happiness in different things. But for me, I knew the lifestyle that I was pursuing required me to build my own. So I always knew it was going to be something. I just didn't know what. Wine was a natural, perfect transition for me to enter into because of my passion and just love for it. Yeah. Speaking of, we gotta pour you back up because, you know, can't have you with empty glass. That's the whole thing. But yeah, so that's honestly how I really kind of entered into it.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. So what are we? 2021 now, officially. 2018 started, but found out Uncle Sam, the government does not necessarily agree that if you make wine yourself, you should sell it. Otherwise, I think a bunch of people would be popping up with wine.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you. So I actually officially launched September of 2020. So I am a pandemic baby.
And hey,
I'm a pandemic baby.
It's so much growth. I think last year, the pandemic, it took away a lot, but it also gave a lot.
It gave a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think I focus on what it gave, you know. To me, I describe it as like, I think it's the birth of a new renaissance.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like the people who, it's a wave. I tell people, yo,
yes,
it's been a wave. I've been riding this wave, yo, since last year.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's still time for people to hop on. Like, if you ain't hop on this wave yet,
You better catch on now.
you better
Like,
catch
this
on this
is
wave.
it.
Because
This is
look,
it.
man, you just gotta tap in and focus on you, focus on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Put your heart and your energy and your focus into it. And it can't do nothing else but pop.
It can't. It can't. So I feel like if you think about historically, right? They always say history repeats itself. So when you think about every time we've had some sort of mass occasion and some sort of thing that happened, right? Whether it was the Great Depression, some of the wars we've experienced.
Mhm.
If you really think about it, in each of those eras, there was some wave, usually small, of billionaires or businesses that flourished, right?
You're right.
You know, you think about Facebook and the economic environment that we were in at that time,
Mhm.
right? Facebook really started popping up around 2008-ish when, you know, people started really trying to catch that wave and vibe out, right?
Mhm.
You think about Twitter and TikTok. TikTok really flourished during this quarantine.
It did.
Bored in the house and in the house bored. What are you gonna do?
Everybody dancing. I miss that TikTok way. It's gone for me.
It's still time to hop on it, but I think
It ain't even.
We're now leaning on. This is when I feel like we're starting to get to our parents' age, where we're like, as millennials,
Yeah.
the new stuff we're kind of missing that way. We're like, we're gonna stick to Instagram and do what we do.
I feel like you gotta know choreography and all
Yeah.
that.
I know. Dance is not like how it used to. There's a lot more
man,
moves to it.
I'm down for learning other skills. I'm just focusing on this skill right now.
I feel it.
But shout out to the TikTokers though. I didn't think
content creators.
I thought it was just gonna be a kid type of thing. But
Yeah.
that thing done took off.
And people are making money from it. I think that's the beautiful thing is that, you know, our generation and younger have found ways to monetize, you know, their hobbies. And that's what I mean. When you find a way to monetize something and create a system and actually build it to be a business, you got to protect that. Put your energy into it and allow it to grow and bloom and grow.
That's real.
Yeah. Yeah. So I say that because I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that this pandemic is actually, to your point, the renaissance. It's going to be a huge boom of Black business billionaires. Not just billionaires. It's not going to just be billionaire companies. Like, I think you're going to actually now start to see Black people who took advantage of this time to really, you know, build and groom and put in the work for their business. And that's going to receive the benefits of it in the years to come. I really believe that.
Hey, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, seriously. So I'm excited to see. I'm honored that, you know, I'm a part of that boom, you know, really.
Yes, indeed.
Putting in the work now. Like I said, I think there's just a lot of things that happened in 2020 and even going into 2021, because a lot of people were still locked down earlier this year.
Yeah.
Where, you know, it was so many different things. The Black Lives Matter movement really started to flourish. Here in the U.S., we had the Trump stuff happening. So I think it was this weird clash and storm of, you know, opportunity. It just depends on how you look at it, right? Some people looked at it like, oh, we're in the house, I can't, you know, like, and don't get me wrong, I think everybody handled the pandemic differently.
Right.
There's, again, no right or wrong way, because it was a lot for any individual to go through.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just personally chose to use this time in something that I felt was productive for me.
I think I need a little more, if you don't mind.
Just a smidge, I got you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I literally tell people I'm in the business of making people feel good. So
you mentioned that earlier, so let's speak on that.
Yeah.
So would you say that's like, when did they hit you, like that you in the business of making people feel good?
I think my favorite experience that I have with people is when they first sip the wine, and I tell them, like, you know, like, just watch their experience, like tasting it, right? That first sip, when they're like, I see the eyes roll back a little bit. They're like, you know, I could just see the taste buds doing that thing. And they're like, okay, I like it. And then, you know, they're like, and then it's like, you hit them with the, and it's 14%. And then it's like, oh man, really?
Oh yeah.
And I've had events where, you know, wine was the only thing that was served. People coming back and they're like, girl, I feel good, you know, or like, yo, this wine is lit. So it's something about that makes me so happy to hear, because I know that people are feeling good, you know, like they're in their element, they're relaxed, they're chilling, they're smiling, and that makes me feel good. Being able to help them to get to that state, that makes me feel good. It's a necessity. That's what I tell people all the time. Wine's never the focal. It's never in the forefront. It's always that subtle thing that I want to be an accessory to the experience.
Okay. I feel that.
Complimentary.
It tastes great. I'm a fan of red.
Yeah.
So my wine history, I think I started, you know, everybody kind of started with Moscato. It might have either been college or right after college, you know. I think even Moscato was in a lot of songs at the time,
It
too.
was. Yes.
It was like it's this
Travis
luxurious
Porter.
thing. I'm thinking Moscato like this. Like I'm popping Cristal.
Yeah.
Not this thing cost like $5.
Right. Guys, do not get $5 Moscato, please. Gotta evolve.
Yeah, you gotta evolve. So my transition, I went from Moscato, then I got on the Riesling. Cause I realized I don't like sweet alcohol.
Yeah, I get that.
So I feel like Riesling was like a good balance between like the drier and like the sweet. But then I got into Chardonnay. I like Chardonnay.
Right.
So if I do white, I'm pretty much go Chardonnay. Even now, Riesling probably a little too sweet for me.
Yeah.
But Chardonnay, I also like a Pinot Gris.
Pinot Gris is good.
I like Pinot Gris.
Yes.
And Sauvignon Blanc. That Sauvignon Blanc pack a punch.
Yeah, it does.
That thing crazy.
Yeah, it does.
But on the reds, it started off with Cab. I was at an event for my job. They had an open bar. They had Pinot.
Those are dangerous.
Yeah, they had Pinot Noir.
I'm
like, about 3 Pinots in. I'm like, hold on.
You're like,
I'm kind of vibing up at this networking event.
Right. All of a sudden, again, you get relaxed. You look around. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's up, sir? How you doing?
Yeah, doing karaoke and everything.
Right.
So I got the Pinot. Then I went to Cab.
Okay.
Cabernet.
Yes,
I like a
cabs.
Cab.
Love a cab.
Then I got on the Malbec. That's pretty much, I like the Malbec. So those, and Merlot. I like a Merlot too.
Yes. And this is a sweetened Merlot.
What's that?
This is a sweetened Merlot.
Okay.
Yes. So that's probably why you're partial.
It wasn't familiar, because it tastes good. I'm not too big of a connoisseur. You know, people be like,
oh yeah, they can taste
like,
the notes.
Nice
and,
body.
Yeah.
I don't know none of that.
Yeah.
But it tastes good.
Thank you.
It tastes good.
That
I
makes
dig
me
it.
feel good.
I really dig it.
Thank you.
Let's get into the names, you know?
Oh, let's talk about the names.
You have 3?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
So technically 4. One sold out. Thank God for listen.
Shout out to selling out.
Listen.
Shout out to selling out. That's what you want.
Yeah. It felt good. It felt really good. And waiting because so Texas, the wine is actually produced in Texas at the moment, and the grapes are from Texas.
Okay.
So earlier this year, I don't know if you remember, but they got hit with a really bad frost.
Yeah.
And that affected the crop. So, you know, understanding business now and operations and how.
So you felt that a little bit.
A lot of it. A lot of it. So Peach Moscato coming back soon.
Okay.
But that one was called Finally After 5. So that experience was for the people working 9-to-5 warriors, climbing that corporate ladder, doing your thing. And it's also for people who may have their 9-to-5 corporate gig, and then after 5 means, all right, now it's my 7 to 12. You know, like now you got to put on a different hat. So I wanted something, that one was 15% alcohol. So it was definitely the highest one.
Okay.
Probably why it sold out so quick.
Yeah.
And it wasn't sweet. So I think that's what people were kind of drawn back from, because the grape, or the profile rather of the wine, hearing Moscato, people think it's going to be super sweet and syrupy, and it wasn't. It was a really high quality wine. So, so that one was great. Then we have Mama Needs a Break. That's what we're drinking now.
Shout out to that.
Yeah, and this one, even though it's Mama Needs a Break, everybody needs a break. That's why
everybody needs a break, especially as an entrepreneur. Yo, look, I've burnt out twice before.
I burned out more than that. So kudos to you for just twice.
I know how to peep it now. I'm pretty in tune with my body. Like, I know when my body giving me signs to
Yes.
sit my ass down.
Yes.
Because if you ignore it,
The burnout
it's gonna
is
make you
real.
sit down.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yes.
to the point, a couple times I got it. When I got burnt out, I can't do nothing but sit down because I got sick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Same.
So I'm like, dang. But I was still, still working a job.
Yeah.
They say after the 5 to 9, at the 9 to 5, you got the 5 to 9. But
Right.
for me, it was more so like 5 to 12, 1, 2.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm like, man, this is the only window I got during the week
to get it done. Yeah.
So, but it's balanced though.
It's balanced. I think that, it's balanced. And the thing that I've learned this year is giving myself grace.
Okay.
I think as entrepreneurs, sometimes we have this, like I said in the beginning, right? We're so focused on that goal. It's like, I gotta get it. I gotta grind. I gotta do this. But I think what I had to learn for myself is, what does success actually mean to me? Because success to me means peace. Okay. Success to me doesn't mean the hustle, bustle, grind every day. I got to be booked and busy all the time. Success means for me being able to have systems in place where I'm living my absolute best life. And my wine is being able to finance that without me having to be so hands-on. So how can I set things in place so that I can create that life, create what success is for me? And I think oftentimes our generation, we associate busy, stress, like I gotta be on my grind. If you not, if I don't hit you up and be like, what you doing? I'm busy, then you ain't working hard enough. And that's not the reality. When you think about the most successful people in this world, do you feel like they give off the vibe that they are so stressed and so busy and constantly doing things? They have people who are doing things, and they are organizing and delegating and coordinating, but the physical, they may have periods, but it's not consistent.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
So my burnout, I'm the same way. Like, I get sick. It's just a shutdown moment. I'll still try to power through it, get sicker. Yeah. It's like, oh, but I'm an entrepreneur and I just got to get it done. No, your body's telling you, your spirit's telling you, sit down and chill, because you need to power up. You have to pour into yourself. You can't give out of an empty cup. And that's what I had to realize was I was giving, pouring energy. I was laughing. Shout out to Kima Hodge. Kima is a dear friend of mine. She is my content curator, marketing genius. Love her to death. So we have we have weekly check-ins. And usually it's about marketing and business, but this time we had one recently where we were talking about just personal brand and personal business. Okay. And one of the things we were talking about was like, wow, this idea of book busy, being stressed, like where did that come from? And you think about it, like our parents' generation, they worked hard, because the idea was like, if you work hard, then you get a pension. Right. You stay at the same job, and they going 30,
40, 50 years.
Man, and then they gonna get you to it. And then here we coming in, and then all you hear is millennials just want to bounce jobs. They ain't never happy.
We trying to come up out of college. I need 50 stacks.
Right. Immediately. And then it was hella disappointing when I realized that was not the case for me. And I was like, oh.
We trying to hit that 6 figure about 3-4 years
in. Listen, ambitious. And nothing wrong with it. Except that the burnout, that not being able to acknowledge that we have to replenish ourselves, and we have to take those moments to put and kind of meditate, essentially. I know people kind of like meditate, that's kind of like a pie in the sky, but no, really, like, meditation is just intentionality. It's you having that strategic me time to really like make a plan, so you have something on paper to put into practice and put into play. And I think sometimes we get too caught up in just moving and being reactionary instead of being planners and being proactive. It makes a difference in how you manipulate your business.
You talking my language now. You talking about meditation. That's right up my alley now.
That's me. That's my vibe.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me find out. You tapped in.
Yes, absolutely. Got to be.
You gotta be.
Intentionality is real.
So we got Peach Moscato.
Yes.
We got Mama Needs a Break.
Mama Needs a Break.
What are these two right here?
So we have Girls Night In and In My Feelings. So Girls Night In was pretty much representative of therapeutic moments. Sometimes, you know, you don't, and it could be, you know, I'm sure you have guys not out where y'all just want to get out, party, drink, talk, you know, like it's just those moments to vent. And you need that. I think community is so important. Sisterhood, brotherhood, just having that core group of people that you can talk to and that you can have to help you through life. You know what I mean? Like, we just go through stuff. It's life. So having that community, that's what that wine represents. Again, an accessory to that. I envision like people being able to be in the store and it's like, all right, like, yeah, I need my girls. I need us to get together. And then you see this bottle, girls' night in, and you're like, yep, that's exactly what I'm doing tonight. Let me go ahead and grab this. Boom, done. Like, that's how I envision that.
That's what's up.
That's girls' night in. And then the last one is In My Feelings. And that one is a personal one because I think oftentimes society has the stigma on entrepreneurs, people in general, that, you know, showing emotion is a sign of weakness, you know, and I don't believe that. I believe that it's okay to be in your feelings and have a moment where you need to address that, because I feel like sometimes if you don't, and I'm a victim of this too, or I used to be guilty of it rather, I would just be like, no, I'm good, I got it, you know, I'm tough, I don't need to address it, you know, and you find yourself sweeping so much stuff under the rug that you never address, and it ends up stunting your growth and your evolution, like, internally, because you're not addressing those blockers. You're just kind of like building around it, and eventually they're gonna come back. So for me, you know, I wanted to send a message through this one saying that it's okay to be in your feelings as long as you dust yourself off. Don't stay in that funk. There's nothing there, but you gotta address it, acknowledge it, and then build off of it. That's how I look at it. So each of the wines actually have like a little blurb on the side where it addresses those experiences.
Okay.
And that's, you know, essentially the message behind In My Feelings. It's like, it's cool to be in your feelings. Like, you know, like don't feel bad and guilty or feel any shame about it. We go through, it's life. We're going to go through those. But don't get stuck. Don't give up. Don't stop. Keep pushing. So that's what, you know, drink this glass of wine, sip a little bit, feel that buzz, feel good, and, and go to sleep, whatever you got to do, you know, curl up with the bottle. I don't care. Just get it out and then move on.
That's what's up.